Am I late?
Well, about an hour.
Oh
That's
man,
fine.
I thought I was. I don't know where I thought I was, man. I don't know. I apologize.
That's all right, man. It's been a long time. I haven't talked to you, seen you, or
When's
anything.
the
It's
last
been a
time we
few
talked?
years.
It was
Dallas
Matt's, I
Truck
think.
Show.
Was it Dallas?
Dallas.
It was Dallas. Yep.
When you
By
had the
the
new, yeah, the new Freightliner out there, or not? Well,
by the
the
dunk
one.
tanks over there.
Yeah, yeah, over
Yep.
there by the
Yep.
stage.
Yep. I
I
remember.
think
Yeah.
I think that was the last time I remember seeing you. Anyway.
Yeah. Because yeah, I do. I remember. Matter of fact, I remember the last conversation. I had to go take off, and we were parting ways, and I said, "I appreciate it. It's good to see you, sir." And he was like, "Don't call me sir."
Call me sir. Ain't no
Yep.
sir.
Yep. Don't call me sir. No, I apologize, man. I hate
That's
that.
all right.
Man.
I understand. It's trucking. I understand it don't work
I've
out the
done been
way
through.
you plan sometimes.
I've been teetering the time zone probably the last 6 or 7 months. So yeah, it's been crazy. So what's been going on?
Nothing, man. Just hanging out.
Right. I see you. You said
I
you retired and off the road now.
I
So
came off the road. I'm just. It ain't the kind of retirement where you can just grab your fishing pole and go fishing all day long. Nothing like that. But I'm
well,
still
there's
trying
always
to.
time for that.
I'm still trying to hang out in the trucking industry and do the content with the videos and all that. But it's just a different type of content now.
Right.
But
I
yeah,
I like the setup you got there. I like it.
yeah.
What is
Thank you.
that? Yeah, you stepping up there. I like it. Sounds good.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Well,
Uh,
gotta look the part anyway. I might not be professional, but I might look professional. I don't know. How's it
Oh,
look?
you sound professional. So there you go.
I appreciate it. But, so what are you up to these days, man? I don't know if anybody might not know who you are, but you're a James Specter, and well, it's the Specter.
Yeah.
That's your name. You got a YouTube channel called The Post Trip.
Yep.
And I need a
Yep.
moderator or something to get the link to his channel and put it in the chat, please. And
Oh,
are you still owner
I am.
of
Yep.
trucking called Spartan Direct?
Yes, sir.
Do I know my stuff or what? See, I had
You
to write
do.
all that
You do.
down because I'm old and I forget it. So
Oh,
I got to write it all down on my pad.
you're doing it right. You're doing it right, man.
I did the research for the show anyway.
Oh boy, I'm afraid to see what you found.
PaleriderTV has been a professional for about 6.5 billion years. How old do you think I am? Damn, Daniel.
You really want me to guess that? I don't know. I'd say what?
He,
Let's see here. I
he,
know I'm 46. Let's see here. I'm 46, so
you're a youngster.
I'd say you're about 65, maybe.
I ain't quite there, but
Okay.
ain't
See,
quite
okay.
there yet. But I can see it.
You can see it. It's
I
not in
can
a too far
see it.
distance.
I can see it without any binoculars or a telescope. I can see it. Yeah, there's a link to Spectre's channel right there. Thank you, Daniel. Go
Right.
check out the post trip. I looked on your channel, and I think the last upload was like a year ago or something. So
Yeah, it's
you
been
haven't been
kind of
doing a
hard
lot.
No, I haven't done. I haven't been doing a whole lot of YouTube just because I've been. I usually end up on other people's channels. I get invited to other people's channels and stuff. Um, and usually, I mean, I've put a lot of attention, number one, into my own personal life over the last year and a half, 2 years,
Right? Yeah.
uh, and then of course, I'm obviously concentrating on the company, growing the company,
Of
and
course. Yeah.
growing the fleet. And it's just there hasn't been a lot of time, I guess you could say, for me to do that. As much as I like to do from my channel and help people, um, sometimes it's just a little bit easier if I get an invite, for me to jump on, and if it's a you know good conversation, I'll stay in it. But I try to get out of it before everything kind of turns into left field and takes a
Yeah.
wrong
I
turn.
hear you.
Um, but yeah, I mean, that's what we've been concentrating on, man. In the last this last let's see here, this last year, about this time last year, um, we started to make a transition in the fleet. We started changing modalities, started integrating some different capacity, and we are about 100% reintegrated. and doing very well.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of work. We're doing really well. Can you believe I've had my company for 5 years? You believe that?
Been yeah. Sounds about right, I guess.
Yeah, it's been. It don't even seem like 5 years, man.
I mean,
It's
you got company trucks, or you got you lease
um
on owner operators, or how does that work?
no, I've got all owner operators right now. I probably may look at company drivers, eh, maybe in a couple more trucks. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Mm,
I'd like to get some more contractors up under my belt uh, before I really start looking at company trucks to start adding on. There's a certain size I want to be before I really try to start making that real solid, hardcore kind of investment because once you start adding
yeah,
company
that's
trucks on, it's like all you. It's 100% you,
yeah. I don't know.
and there's no way around it. So,
Yeah, you gotta worry about the equipment, then you gotta worry about the driver, and you gotta worry about the
yep,
driver messing with the equipment. So you
correct.
just gotta be careful.
Well, not only
You
that,
hear
but
the stories all the time.
oh yeah, and I mean I've experienced it. The first driver I hired was a company driver, and he blew, within 6 months he blew an engine and blew out two rear ends in it, and that about put me out of business. And
Dang,
then,
how to do it?
but now I've got all contractors. Some, one of them's on YouTube. One of them used to be on YouTube. I got a good crew. I have a real good crew over here, and you know, the other thing you got to think about when you get to that wanting to do company drivers is you got to have a yard. You got to have a brick and mortar yard where you can kind of keep all that stuff consolidated. And we are about there. We can, kind of like you said with your age, we can see that target in the distant, here in the, in the future, and it's coming up pretty quick. But um, we're doing good. We're doing good. It's been a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard running,
Well, I imagine, yeah.
and oh man, shit, Keith. I mean, I stayed out. When I won that truck a little over 5 years ago, I did. I ran like a chicken with my head cut off. I stayed out and ran, and I learned. Made a lot of mistakes,
Oh yeah.
a lot of bad choices, but I learned. I learned a lot of valuable lessons. I did a lot of different things in a short amount of time. Um, I know I saw pigtail in here. I mean,
Yeah.
I ran flowers with Bella Floor for a season. I did that. I ran power. I did a fleet with Prime for a while, and then
You just got
that's when I went and yeah.
a
What's
name
that?
from the past, build a
Oh yeah.
floor.
Oh yeah.
That was the thing back.
Oh yeah.
We
Absolutely.
won't get into all that.
No, no, I won't go down
Uh,
that road.
you want to
But
go
I
back and
mean, it
tell
was.
the story about how you won the truck, what you had to do to
I
get
can't.
that, and
Well, what did I have to do to get that?
I mean,
um,
were you like in a contest, or were you picked, or what
well,
happened?
I
How did
was.
that?
Well, I'll make a short story of a long tale. It was I was nominated. I'm a disabled vet, retired, medically retired vet, and I had for years I struggled. I was a statistic. That's the easiest way to put it. I was a statistic.
Yeah,
I got hooked on opioids when I was still serving because I got injured, and I was that staff sergeant that said, "Hey, my guys are in the fight. I'm staying in the fight." So what the
yeah,
military does is this tale. They give you what they need to give you to keep you in the fight. Obviously I got hooked on it. Come out the VA, continued that kind of treatment and that path, made it worse. And then I sobered up. Got struggle with post traumatic stress disorder, depression, and all that. And
mm,
I hit rock bottom. My wife came in the bathroom one day, and I did had a 40 caliber pistol in my mouth. She
damn,
got me some help, talked me off the ledge, and uh, I got sober. I got sober, and I've been that way today. Ever since then. And what I needed was, what we realized, going through counseling was, uh, I was missing that purpose. And you know what I'm talking about. That purpose when you're serving.
yeah,
That bigger picture.
oh yeah, yeah,
I was missing that. I was missing that mission. So I decided, hey, I drove before I went in the military. I was like, you know what, let me give it a shot again and see what happens. So went back into driving. I went to Prime. And I don't regret that decision. Prime was really good to me. I made a lot of money at Prime. I learned a lot of things about the business at Prime. I met a lot of good people at Prime um, that I'm still in contact with today. And then I got nominated. I got nominated for a Veteran Rookie Driver of the Year award, and that was at when was that? That was at Matt's. I went through that one, and I made it to the semifinals. And of course, another veteran won it, well-deserved veteran won it. And then I just went about my way, nothing, not knowing anything. And then a couple months later, I got a phone call from St. Christopher's Fund saying that um, somebody else
Yeah.
had nominated me for a Keys to Progress award, which was through Progressive Commercial Insurance, St. Christopher's Fund, and at the time it was Shell Rotella.
Yeah.
I mean, a whole bunch of people. And I was like, well, who nominated me? They're like, nope, we're not going to tell you. And I had
Yeah.
no idea who had nominated me. So went through that process, and I was driving out of Salt. I remember the day. Me and my battle buddy Toby, I'd served with him. I was training him at the time, and we were driving out of Salt Lake City, and I got a call from St. Christopher's Fund that I'd won. And I immediately started bawling. I didn't understand why. I didn't understand. Even still today, I don't. This is my feeling. I don't feel like I deserved it. There were so many other nominees that, in my opinion, deserved it, but for some reason they felt like I did, and
Yeah.
I was, April that year, I was awarded a little old black 2015 Freightliner Cascadia.
Yeah.
I still got it today. It had 484,000 miles on it when I got it, and she is a hair tick under 1,000,000 miles and still running like the day I got it. And I went from one truck to where we fought through a down market in 18 and 19. And then, of course, we hit the nasty C word period.
Yeah.
Um, from one little black Freightliner to now we got, what, six trucks? I think six trucks, six reefers, and three dry vans. So,
Dang.
and that's happened in a little over 5 years, and it's been about 50% growth year over year over year. So
That's cool.
it's been a lot of work, a lot of work.
Are you having any issues with the how the rates have been in the tank lately? How you been doing that, handling that
How can
pretty
I
good
say
or
this? I have taken a. I'm going to
a
say
beating?
this. No, I'm not taking a beating. No,
Okay.
I'm not. I'm going to sit here and tell you, I'm
Well, that's
not taking
good.
a beating.
That's
Yeah,
good.
not taking a beating. I will say that I'm going to try to say it without saying things. We have worked very, very hard as a fleet, uh, and worked really, really hard to develop and establish a lot of connections.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And with the transition that we made last year, starting last year, to the different modalities, we worked really, really hard to get into some direct freight. Um, and it did. It took a lot of work. We have a really good relationship with a direct freight, um, and we are doing extremely well. I'm not going to sit here and
That's
say that
good.
we're struggling. I'm not going to say we're doing bad, because we're not. We're doing extremely, extremely well. And we learned a lot of lessons from COVID, which kind of pushed us into this way. Um, and we are. I mean, we're just doing really well. Everybody, all my
That's
contractors are
good.
doing really well.
Glad to hear that, man. Glad to hear
Yeah.
that. I got a question
Now,
from.
well,
Go ahead and finish. Go ahead and finish. I'll get the question in a
I was
minute.
going to say, I mean, I get it. I know that a lot of people are struggling, and I can see
Yeah.
that. I think the biggest market that's struggling right now is dry van, which that's expected. Do I feel sorry for the people? In reality, I want to make sure I use the right word. I have empathy. I have empathy for them, but the reality is that we've been trying to tell people this for over a year now, that the anomaly that happened last year, it was just it. It was an anomaly. You know, the spot market rates on dry van were through the absolute roof. Um,
Yeah.
and you'll probably never ever see those again. I mean, those were record-setting numbers, and just telling
Right.
people this ain't normal. It's not normal. The market's going to correct. The economy's going to correct. All this stuff's going to correct, and it's just going to come down. Which, when you look at the rates themselves are actually higher still than they were in 2018 and 19, and at the beginning of 20 before that nasty C word hit. The difference maker right now is the fuel. The fuel is up by 40-50%. That's the big thing. And I have compassion for the people. Um, I just wish that, one of the biggest problems that I've learned and I've seen is that a lot of owner operators, lease operators, or even single truck authority owners, they're unwilling to look at a way to make a change, whether it's a different kind of modality. And by modality, I mean get under a different kind of trailer, look at different markets. Maybe they were too short sighted to really see what was coming. Um, it's gonna be rough, but the dry van is. I think the dry van struggling as much as it is because everybody fled
Yeah.
everybody fled flatbed and reefer when dry van was higher when all these freight rates were skyrocketing. Dry van rates for the most part, the averages were higher than reefer for a period of time, and the dry van market got flooded. I'm talking
Mm.
flooded. You had people dropping their flatbeds, people dropping their reefers, getting dry vans, and it was just now you just got so many
Yeah.
people in dry van that, I mean, it's like shooting fish in a barrel for a lot of people in the spot market. But that's one of them things where it's me as a business owner. I'm just like, y'all go ahead, keep cutting each other's throats. It's to see it's see who's the better businessman, who can operate for the cheapest and still make money, and that's what it
Yeah.
is.
Yep. Surely will separate them.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
here's a question from Daniel. Let me get that before he has a heart attack.
yeah,
I gotta ask these questions right away, or he flips me out. Flips out. Anyway, sorry, Daniel.
yeah.
Are you thinking of ever maybe leasing on flatbed drivers?
I'll lease on anybody. Right now I'm not. I know in the past I've invested in like trucks for people and stuff. Right now I'm not
Yeah.
looking to buy any more trucks or lease on anybody unless they have their own truck.
Right. Yeah.
And the reason for that is because I have a really, really good hunch, a really good informant that the truck market is going to absolutely fall through the floor. And that hunch is coming from a pretty reliable source that I've dealt with a lot in the past. Um, the equipment market's going to, it's especially for trucks, especially for power units, it's getting ready to just fall through the bottom of the floor. Um, trailers are already obviously going way down. Um,
Yeah.
but the power equipment, the power units themselves, that's the next thing to fall. So yeah.
I got another question here from Mr. Paul Wibbles.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen any fraud from double brokering? Do you deal with brokers?
Yeah, I do. I mean, we still do deal with brokers, but have I seen any fraud from double brokering? No, no, I haven't. I mean, if you have a load that gets double brokered, I mean, uh, a lot of people will point the finger at the broker, but it's actually on you because when you look at your bills, you're going to know who the broker is on the load.
Right.
You're going to know. I mean, at this point in time and at this stage of the game, when I hear the term double brokering, I hold that owner operator or contractor just as liable as I do the broker that double brokered the load. Um, and it's just the way it goes.
You gotta do your homework. Is that what you're saying? Do your
Yes, I
research.
do. Yep, you gotta do your homework. I mean, straight from the get go, straight from the time you talk to the broker to the time you sign that bill of lading. I mean, it's going to tell you. It's going to tell you on the bill of lading who the broker is. It's going to tell you who the carrier is. You're not going to be the carrier on that load. So if your broker you booked a load through with C.H. Robinson, but then you get there and it says Coyote Logistics, you know the load was double brokered every time.
Right. Yeah.
So Yeah. But no, I've
Yeah.
heard stories about it. I've heard of
Yeah.
it. It's common in markets like this. It really is. It's common. It's going to happen. People, other brokers are going to buy other people's freight and shit like that. Landstar is the biggest one in the industry that does it. They do it all the time, all day long, every day. They will call another broker, buy their freight, book that load, and then they give it to their own people. Um, it's
Damn.
it's a common thing. It really is.
I think Daniel wants to know, do you still have the same phone number you had
I do, but I may not
in?
answer the phone because I deleted a lot of people out of my
y-
phone about a year ago. I did. I deleted a lot of people. So
Yeah.
I got
I
to a
just,
point
I
in my
just,
life where my phone was ringing so much I wasn't getting any sleep, and I said enough is enough.
that's why I
Yeah.
just text now, usually.
Yep.
And that's why I texted you earlier or
Yeah.
today. So,
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
Which
I
I
was
did
asking
not
if,
realize. I did not realize you had that area code, but then I got to thinking about it. You must have been a brag baby.
uh, no.
You weren't a brag
I,
baby?
not Army, man. Get out of here. Those fighting words.
Uh huh. Uh
I'm a
huh.
Marine, former Marine.
Well, how'd you end up with that area code?
That's North Carolina. That's
That's
Camp Lejeune, Swamp Lejeune,
Oh, you were down there at Lejeune, huh?
Swamp Lagoon. Yeah, that's what it's
Swamp
called.
Lejeune.
Swamp Lagoon.
Did you get in on that lawsuit?
I was there when that was going on, but I didn't live on the main part of the base.
Mm.
I was on Camp Geiger. It's separated, but it was still Camp Lejeune part, but it was away from
That's
it.
right. You
You had to
were.
go
You
around the
were.
sound to get to. But
You
yeah,
were.
that was
That's right. That's right. I
that
forgot. I don't
that
know
was
why.
going.
I
All
thought you
that
were.
was
I
going
thought you were
on.
Army. I forgot you ate crayons. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Mm. Violet crayons are the greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah.
I forgot
Yeah.
you were a crayon eater.
Yeah, them commercials, I see them every hour on the hour on TV. If you were stationed at Camp Lejeune back in these
Yeah.
days, and man, I didn't even try to file for any of that money. They're talking all these people. Well, you might
All
get
they got.
$2.50 out of the whole deal. So
Well,
what's the
they.
point?
Well, exactly. I mean, but there's a lot of people actually filing for that thing. I
Yeah,
never. We went training down at Lejeune a lot. I'm gonna tell. Oh my God, dude.
yeah.
Sand fleas. Woo.
Did you drink the water though? That's the question.
Of course, we're in the army. We always drink the crap water. You know how that goes. The army wasn't much better than the Marines. I tell you that. We ate this.
Yeah,
We chewed probably some. We chewed the same dirt, drank the same crap water, and ate the same crap meal. The only people to get treated well in the military is the Air Force and the Navy. That's a fact. So
yeah, I hear you. The chair force.
yeah, the
You
Air
call it the
Force.
chair force. That's what he's called.
Uh huh. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But
So
then
who else?
now
Go ahead.
the Marines can't talk crap about the Navy because the Marine Corps
Well,
is
that's
a
y'all's transportation.
department of the Navy, so
A lot of people do
we
not
can't
realize that.
we can't talk too much crap. We can
Yeah.
and get by with it, but
A lot of
we don't
people
use
don't
it.
realize that about the Marines. They really
Yeah,
don't. They think that the Marines is a whole separate branch when the truth is, it's like you said, the Marines are a department of the Navy, and the whole reason that the Marines were born is because the Navy needed a security force to land.
that's right.
So that's where the birth of the
S-
Marines came from.
Somebody tried to use that against me as a derogatory thing. Said, "Well, you know, the Marines was a department of the Navy, don't you?" I said, "Of course, you
Of
dumbass. Of
course, yeah,
course.
exactly, yeah, of
Well,
course,
you got a problem with it?"
exactly,
So
of course they were. I mean, that's no, you got pretty much the only landing forces, ground forces we got are the Marines and the Army. That's it, and we work together quite often.
yeah.
So that's pretty
I got
shocking.
no more questions. Let's see. Last one was about the phone number. No, no, I'm not. My live stream numbers are falling off a little bit in the past, so I don't get the numbers I used to. But that's all right. We're
Well, you'll
still
get
building. We're rebuilding
yeah.
the channel.
I was gonna
That's all
say
we're
yeah.
doing.
You're not on the road so much, and you'll be able
Right
to
on
start
now.
doing more, and you know
Yeah,
start
I've
to
been
get where
trying
you
to
want to
keep
be.
up with the trucking news, trying to do that, and
Hmm.
a lot of people don't care for that stuff. They just want to be left alone in their own little bubble. So
I think I think
but
I think the last 2 years, the news has kind of worn everybody out.
I hear you.
I know I don't watch the news anymore. I don't. I'm one of them people where I don't watch the news anymore or any of that
Oh, I
stuff
don't
just
watch
'cause.
the national news that much
Yeah.
anymore. I just do the local news down. I
Right.
even go to
Are you?
city council meetings now
Oh,
down here in my little town. Yeah.
right. Are you going to the truck show or no?
Yeah, I'll be there at Matt's. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I'll be there this year. I think I've had my fill of truck shows, but if
I
I'm
hadn't
in the
been to
area,
one.
I might pop in.
I hadn't been to one in a while. Well, I guess we couldn't the last few years because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep. Yep.
but this one I'm going. I wasn't going to go, but I had somebody
Well, they had
take
they
care of
had
all that, so I'm
they had
going.
mats last year. I was at mats for a day or two
Yeah, I didn't
last
go.
year. But obviously, they don't do Dallas anymore. They
Right,
got rid of
that's
that
that
completely.
was my favorite one. I like that more than Louisville.
Yeah. Well,
I love
it wasn't
Dallas, man.
bringing anybody. It was too hot.
I,
That's why. It
it
was
was
too
too
hot.
hot for one, and
Yeah.
every year it just keeps less and less and less.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yep.
have a truck show in Dallas in the middle of August. Come on, what are you thinking?
I mean, it's
Are
like,
you-
200 degrees all the way up to like, I mean, it'd be
you,
like 10 or 11 o'clock at
I
night, still
know
over
it.
100. Like, jeez.
Be out there at the parking lot listening to the band or whatever, man. Be out there sweating. They say, what the heck?
Yeah.
900
Yep.
degrees out here. Of course, you're out there in asphalt anyway, soaks up that hot sun all day, so that don't help.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Snorlord
I
asked
always
how
like
many
those.
trucks.
Yeah,
He asked how many trucks am I up to. I got 6 on the road right now, and I got 2 sitting. So, so a total of 8 trucks in the fleet. Yep. 8 trucks in the fleet. I retired for right
good.
now. I retired the big Western Star. That's what I call it. The big Western Star, the hood
Big.
truck. I retired it. It's got that big Series 60 14 liter, and um, I'm making, like I said, making good money. I'm greedy. I wanted more of it, so I retired that, and I got a more fuel efficient truck for myself, which it's a newer Western Star, and it costed me a third of the money in fuel, so I got that
Yeah,
one, and then I still got the black Freightliner. She's sitting. She needs a little
yeah.
bit of work done, but yeah, total of 8 trucks. 6 of them are on the
Pretty
road
good,
right now.
man.
Yeah,
That's a good deal. Good deal.
yeah,
You've grown since I talked to you last, that's for sure.
yeah. We've had. I was talking to my insurance agent the other day, and we were talking about that. He's like, "You realize you've grown 50%? Over every year, year after year after year, it's been 50% growth, which is a lot. Typically, they want to keep you between about that 3 to 10%. But every year since I've opened the doors up to Spartan Direct, I've grown by adding at least 2 trucks to the fleet every year. So uh,
Oh, cool.
that was that's been kind of cool.
Yep.
Kind of cool, but it's kind of costly. Insurance company don't like that stuff when you have that much growth. So
T-Bone said his new Western Star is almost as nice as mine.
it's nicer than T-Bones. Mine's nicer. It's because I drive it. I'm better looking than T-Bone.
Yeah, well,
So
I don't know. I've never seen T-Bone, so I can't say. No, just kidding. I'm not getting in the middle of that one.
I, I got a Western Star. One of my other drivers has got a Western Star, and then T-Bone's got his Western Star. So uh, all of them are Detroit powered. Everybody knows I'm a Detroit fan. I love Detroit
Hmm.
motors. Never had a problem out of the motors or engines at all. If there's ever been a problem, it's always the after treatment. Cummins, I had a Cummins
Oh,
about put
well,
me
yeah.
out of business. I'd just assume drop a grenade in the cylinders of a Cummins.
What
Um,
happened to the Cummins then? I was so
it blew. I had to have it
it blew.
rebuilt.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
it blew. I had to have it rebuilt. I had that truck less than 6 months and had to have that
What?
rebuilt. Yeah, yep. Less than
That's
6 months and
crazy.
had to have it rebuilt. But got it rebuilt. They had a problem with it. Haven't had that problem with it since outside of the after treatment. But that red engine put a sour taste
Hurts.
in my mouth, man. Yeah,
Man, that's crazy. 6 months.
yep. I
Well, I
won't
guess that
do
was
them.
all covered, right? I hope.
No, I had to pay for that out of my pocket.
Oh, crap.
That's another thing about Cummins. Cummins will do anything and everything to get out of honoring their warranty. I
Yeah,
will, like
that's
I
messed
said,
up.
I'm serious. I will never, ever, 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 ever
Ever.
invest a single dollar in a red engine. I won't do it.
Wow.
I won't do it. I don't care if it was the only engine manufacturer on this planet. I will hook up a bike chain
Oh,
before I get purchase another one of them suckers. I'll be Fred Flintstone in one of these trucks going down the road before I purchase a red engine. It just ain't gonna happen.
that's
It
funny
just
right
won't
there.
happen.
Damn,
Yep.
that's crazy.
Yeah. It won't
Six
happen.
months blew up and didn't cover warranty. That's crazy.
Nope.
I mean,
Nope. Nope. They sure didn't. I'm not the only one that did that too. There's another YouTuber they did that too.
yeah,
Cummins is not it, man. It's just not it. Like I said, but Detroit. I grew up on Detroit, and even still in my own fleet here, every truck we have in this fleet, but two. One of them I don't own. The contractor owns it, but every truck, but two are Detroits, and I have not had one single problem with the motor itself. If there's ever been an issue, it's always been after treatment or a sensor. But the motors, I ain't had one of them leave me on the side of the road yet. Ain't not one of them been on a hook. So
that's good.
yeah.
Snow Lord says, "Tell us how you really feel."
Oh, I will. I'll tell you exactly. Snowlord knows. Yeah, I was down in Springfield the other day, Steve. Matter of fact, I'll probably be back down there next week picking up 3 trailers. So you know where I'm getting them from. So
All
or you
right,
should know. But I'll be down there picking up three more trailers and adding those to the fleet. And that's what I say is, I mean, we're doing good. We're growing.
that's good, man.
We're growing. That we're to the position of where we're growing to where we're having to add capacity. We have no choice. I have no choice but to add capacity, and
Yeah,
probably going to have to start looking for other contractors as well. If things keep going the way they're going. But I mean, y'all know me. I'm picky. I'm picky, especially with what
yeah.
we're doing right now. So you'd have to have your shit together. So
There you go.
yep,
Need a
yep.
recruiter? I'm open for a
I might,
part-time job.
I
That's
might,
why I
I might.
texted you about this originally. This
Yeah,
morning was the original text was, see if you had something part-time I could do right here.
yeah.
And I said,
I
well, wait
might,
a
I
minute.
might. You
While
know
I'm
what?
here, I'm going to ask him
I
to come
might.
on the show tonight.
Yeah, I might have something for you there. I see.
That was,
I hate calling you by your first name because it's not the way
it
I
don't
was
matter.
raised. I'm gonna call you
Call me.
Mr. Lawson or Sir. So,
No,
uh,
please don't do that.
well, how about if I just call you Mr. Lawson? Can we do that?
It don't matter.
Would you
You
would
call
you
me
retire
whatever
out of
you
the
want.
Corps?
It's good.
Would you retire out of the Corps at?
Uh, dang, you talking years. I don't know.
Were
I
you
had
a
some
gunny?
issues. No, I had some
No.
issues right before I got out. So I think it
Okay.
was, what did I read? Okay. It wasn't, was it E4 Corporal?
Corporal.
No, I
Okay.
think I
Yeah.
got, no, what do you mean PFC? I got busted 'cause I had some issues.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
was a
I'll just call you.
I was a bad Marine.
Well, if
Uh,
you tell me, I'll
wasn't my
call you
fault.
whenever makes
I got caught in something that
right.
some officers didn't want to admit to. So I was a goat, and
Ain't that the
that's
way it
it.
usually works?
Yeah.
Enlisted always
Anyway,
beats it. Yeah.
anyway,
I'll call you.
didn't
I'll
mean
just call you
everything.
Mr. Lawson. There you go. I'll call you Mr.
Just
Lawson.
call me Pale Rider. That's what everybody
Pale
knows me.
Rider. Okay. All right.
Pale
That'll
Rider.
work. I'll call you
There you
Pale
go.
Rider. But what was I going to
That-
say? You
That's the
asked me a
part time
question.
thing.
Oh, the
Go
part-time thing.
ahead.
Yes, I might. You know what? I might have something for you. I'll have to
Cool.
talk to my current safety manager and see. I might need a somebody who's not in the truck to kind of head that up. So
Cool.
my current safety manager, he's a really, 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 really good one, which I imagine you know who that is. Um,
Mm, no.
Canal.
Uh, oh,
Yeah. Yep. And
okay. I didn't know
but
that. I forgot all
yeah,
about Jake and for some reason. That's right.
yeah,
He's over there with you.
yeah. He's my most senior contractor.
Well,
Yep.
I found it that Jake and hat that I got from Gats that year, the '73 Lounge and all that was going on. He had those
Yeah.
hats made up, and he was only giving
Mhm.
them to special people. I found that up in the closet the other day. I need to break this thing out. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Cannell's he's doing well. He got his equipment and all that paid it off way early. He's doing really well. He's doing real well. Like I said, everybody I got over here, I got a
Oh,
real
yeah.
solid team. Real
Yeah, I like
solid team.
old. I never had no issues with Jay. I always thought he was a good guy.
He is a good
He
guy.
was always real nice with me. I had him on this show a couple of times.
Yeah,
He's
he
always
might
been
be
real
watching.
nice with me, and he was seemed like gives that respect, and I give it right back to him.
Yeah.
The best thing I did with Canal was that night he did the one chip challenge. I made
Hmm.
a reaction video of it,
Oh yeah, when he did the
and
yep,
and the
yep.
thumbnail to that video is him right when he's got the chip and he's like, and his
Oh
eyes are closed right before he bit into it. And that was the
uh,
thumbnail.
he
And
paid for that for like 2 days.
oh,
Oh my gosh.
that was man, I felt sorry for him. He was like,
I was
oh, oh God.
I
Man, he
I
was
never
tears and
uh,
snot coming out. I thought he was going to have a heart attack or something. I was
dude,
getting
he
kind of
about did.
nervous.
He about
Yeah.
did. He almost did. But the thing is, despite the fact he almost had a heart attack, I've never laughed so
Oh,
hard in my
I
life.
know it.
Oh my gosh.
I still got that video on my channel somewhere. It's way back in the archives, but it's still available for
Yeah.
public viewing. But
But yeah, he's over
yeah,
here. I got
I remember
T-Bone.
that.
Um,
T-Bone's over there with you too?
yeah,
See, I
T-Bone's
don't
over here
know.
too.
I know
He's the
you had
rookie.
one guy I know it used to be over there. I don't know if he's still over there anymore. I think he had some issues. I don't want to mention his name or anything.
Who's that?
Uh, I don't want to mention his name on public. Are you on the air?
Oh, you can. I mean,
But he had issues.
you talk about Kevin?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Kevin was over here. Um, he I've kept in touch with Kevin over time. Um, he's sober. He's been
that's good.
sober for quite some quite some time now. He's doing well. Matter of fact, he called me, talked to him for about, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour about a week or two ago. And he sounded very well. It's probably the best that I've heard him sound in quite some time.
That's good.
Now, I'll say this. I've told everybody this. Despite his faults, when Kevin was healthy and sober, you
Hmm.
couldn't find a better contractor. I would put Kevin up against anybody when Kevin was sober and when he was healthy. Unfortunately, it's just like any other disease. That kind of stuff can take the best of us down if you let it. And unfortunately, he did, and he went through it. Mistakes were made, um, bad choices were made, but
Yeah.
you know, you gotta allow another human being to grow, and you gotta allow him to heal, and you gotta allow him to do that. And if you're not going to be anything but a hindrance, then you just got to get out of the way and let him go. But he sounded really good, and I told him, I said, I'm proud of you. He's healthy sounding, sober, and he's doing good things, doing good, real good things.
Yeah, that addiction thing, man. Well, you know
Yeah,
firsthand, it's
yeah.
a tough monkey to get off your back. So I know. I never had no issues with that myself, but I've been around a lot of people that have, and
Addiction is a addiction
some
is a booger, man.
some got clean and
Yep,
didn't get alive. Some didn't make it,
yep. It's a booger,
and
dude. I didn't. It took me a long time to talk about my addiction, and it took me a long time to really, I guess, acknowledge that I was the problem. Um,
yeah,
and what I mean by I was the problem was, I mean, I was the one shoving it down my throat. Nobody else was putting them in my mouth. Nobody else was, doing what I was doing. Obviously, I had the biggest drug prescriber in the country, the Department of Veterans Affairs. I mean,
there you
they
go.
just were, they just are. And it took a long time for that, and it took a long time for me to process what I'd seen, in my life and in combat primarily. It took a long time for me to finally stand up to myself and look in the mirror and say, "Dude, you need some help."
Right.
And it took a lot of counseling, and I couldn't have done none of it without the support of my family. Um, you know,
Yeah, having the
God, thank
support helps definitely.
yeah, thank the Lord for my family. Especially my wife and my daughter and stuff. They really stood by my side when I was going through that. And I mean, hell, when I look. I put them through hell. I did. I put them through absolute hell. There's things today that I said and I've done under the influence of that crap. I call it poison now, but that really
Poison.
hurt them.
Yep.
Yeah, it really hurt them. And I had to. That's things that I could never take back or anything like that. And but now I'm a better man for it. I'm a lot better man for it, and I have no problem talking about it. And here I am today.
Mm, good.
Yeah, yep.
Doing
Here I
good.
am today. Yeah, yep. Going on, going on 6 years sober. So
Good, man. Good to hear it. Proud of you.
yeah,
Yeah.
not a lot of people make it, man, and that's a sad thing to say. It's a sad thing to truly understand that veterans, not veterans. Um, I'm going to target them because that's what I am.
Yeah.
Veterans, uh, even normal civilians in the world that fight with addiction. Addiction is no joke. It really is no joke. More people probably die fighting addiction than they do
Yeah.
recover from it, and that's just the truth. And it's because
Definitely.
we
Yeah.
put our bodies through so much that when you come off of it, your body doesn't know how to function without it, and people suffer from things like heart attacks and major strokes and stuff like that, trying to recover from it, and it's
Mm.
a scientific problem, and it is. Addiction's a booger. Uh, One of the big things that I had to learn was I had to learn what they call trigger responses. What could potentially trigger me to want to, white
Oh,
knuckle
yeah.
or relapse or do something stupid, and um, I had to learn that about myself, and like I said, here I am today. Don't want to
Yep.
depress everybody, but here I am today. And if an
Mm.
old redneck guy from upstate New York and raised in North Carolina can accomplish, recover from it, then anybody can. So
You were raised in North Carolina? Or
yeah, yeah,
what
yep.
part?
Right in Burlington and Graham. Yep, right
Burlington,
between.
Graham.
Yep,
I know
Alamance
that.
County. Yep,
I used to work for Epps, and their terminal was right there. Was Greensboro.
yep, right there in
Exit.
Greensboro.
What was that? Exit 210 up
Yep,
Highway
right there off,
68. Right when the
right
four
there
lane
off of
ends.
68. It's still there.
Right when you four. Well, it used to be
Yep.
right where the four lane ends. And you turn at that red light. I don't know. They probably got 9 lanes up through there now. Who knows?
Oh yeah. Yep,
I don't
it's
know
in
if
the same
Epps is
spot.
still there. Is it?
It's in the same spot.
Because they
Yes, sir.
I think they sold out to Penske. I think Penske runs all their operations now.
Yeah.
They're still Epps, but I think Penske runs them.
Yeah, it's in the
I
same
don't
spot still. You got the UPS terminal right there still. Epps is right there.
UPS. I
Yep.
wasn't there. No,
Who else is
there
right up in that area as well? Old
wasn't.
Dominion.
There wasn't anybody up there when I
Oh,
was
that's
there.
yeah, that's a big
You
little
go,
hub now, my man.
you go up to that red light there, and there's a little restaurant, little grocery store thing, convenience store there, and
Hmm.
you keep going down that drive, and you get to the gate, the Epps.
Yep.
I imagine that's all built up through there now.
You got who all's up there in that area now?
Yeah, that's
You
crazy.
got you got YRC up there because it was roadway. Roadway was big in that part of the
Yellow
country in
Roadway,
that
yeah.
state,
Oh
but
yeah.
then yellow bottom out and it turned into YRC. So they're still there. You got UPS in that area, big terminal right there. You got Old Dominion. Old Dominion. You remember Wilson Trucking? You
Yeah.
remember that?
Oh yeah.
Wilson Trucking got bought out by Old Dominion. Yep.
Mm.
That was a family-owned business right there, Wilson Trucking, and Old Dominion bought them out, and then somebody come in and bought. I want to say it was Overnight. Overnight bought Old Dominion, and then I want to say they all got bought out by Yellow Freight when Yellow Freight became Roadway. So I mean, there was
Yeah,
a
I think
lot of trucking companies in that area.
yeah. Overnight, man, they've been gone for a while. I think they got bought
Yeah,
out. I don't know.
yeah.
I think they got bought out right around the time the old cornflake. Remember cornflakes?
Hmm.
The cornflake CF Consolidated Freightways, which is all these years is now involved into CFI.
Yeah, yep, yep. Well, man, I'm not gonna stay. I hate I was late, but
Nah, that's all right, man. I
I
already
need to
got an
get me.
idea. I'm gonna separate the videos. Your
Sure.
interview is gonna be a separate video, and this
Yeah,
my live stream. I'll end it. That's a good idea, pair rider. No,
that's a great idea.
no.
It's a great idea. But I need to
Well,
get
let
me
me
some sleep,
know.
man. I got a load of nanners. I got to get up to the
Yeah,
great people of Indianapolis so they can have
yummy,
banana
yummy,
pudding.
yummy
So
banana pudding. They don't know how to
yeah,
make banana pudding in Indiana. Come on now.
well, it's Indiana, so.
Well, let me know about that other thing we talked about.
Yes, yes, I will definitely do that. I got your
Be
number
interested.
now. I'll definitely reach out to you.
All
I
right,
got to
man.
talk to the
That
powers that
was
be because
that was
we'll,
recommended a snow lord. I can't leave snow Lord out of it because I asked him
oh,
something
Steve,
about that this morning. He goes, "Why don't you get up with Specter?" I said, "I don't even." Okay, I remember Specter. I haven't talked to him in 20 years. I bet, man. It ain't been
right?
that long. Been He's like,
I will. I'll talk to the powers that be, and we'll see if we
all
can
right, man.
come up with something for you.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Well,
All right,
thanks
man.
for
I'm
coming on.
gonna.
It's been a pleasure. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Yes,
But,
sir, and I'll try to make sure I set an alarm and make sure I'm in the right time
oh,
zone.
that's
So,
all right, man. It happens. I understand.
right. All
I've
right,
been
Keith.
there,
You have a
done
good
that.
night.
I understand how it works out there on the road. That's for sure. So,
Yes, sir.
all right, man. Appreciate it.
All right. You have a good night.
Have a good one.
All right. Bye.